When I was a teenager, there were those moments of enlightenment. Now listen closely, kids, especially you, Elijah. The moments when this know-it-all kid was shown that he didn't have all the answers, and I didn't always know what was best for me. You see, my dream to play in the NFL didn't start with the QB position. It began wanting to be the next great wide receiver, the next Steve Largent or Charlie Joyner or Lynn Swann. Yes, I know how outrageous that sounds now, especially as often as my boys remind me about my Madden speed rating. But that all changed when I showed up at high school. At my first practice, our coach was separating us by position when he realized no one was trying out for quarterback. So he lined us up and asked us all to throw it as far as we could. It was the one competition my entire life I didn't want to win. But as fate would have it, I did, and it was promptly switched to QB. Now, I cannot confirm nor deny if tears were shed that day, but unquestionably, my dream to play in the NFL had been crushed. My biggest hurdle, the willingness to stand in the pocket and get hit. Now, I'd spent my whole life avoiding hits, scoring touchdowns, so being told to stand in the pocket, get hit, and let everyone else score, that went against my better judgment. Every time I would drop back, my eyes would go directly to the rush, looking for a route of escape. After weeks of frustration, my coach came up with a special drill just for me. He called it the Kill Kurt drill. Surprise, it was my friend's favorite drill. It was made up of just the O-line and the D-line. I would get the snap, drop back, and then have to move between the tackles, avoiding the rush until coach blew his whistle. Then, if I hadn't been flattened by one of my buddies, I'd have to throw it as quickly as I could. Then we lined up, or got up, and did it again. Somebody would so be getting fired if they ran that drill today. But it forced me to stand up and face my fear head on. That year, I learned to welcome the challenges of life because it's where our best is often revealed. It taught me that through discipline and dedication and the Kill Kurt drill, your greatest weaknesses can become your greatest strengths. Coach Padlock, thanks for patiently opening my eyes to what I couldn't see, even if they were plastered shut because of all the hits you let me take. That moment freshman year influenced the direction of my life as much as any. The person who influenced me most in high school was my basketball coach, Coach Breitbach. His impact had little to do with the finer points of being a QB, but had everything to do with the competitor I would become on the field. It was during summer basketball camp, and not to brag, but I was without a doubt the best player on the court. It's my story, I got the mic. We were scrimmaging, I was dominating, and then came Coach B's whistle. I remember thinking, he's gonna let these guys have it. Then before I knew it, he was looking right at me, his face as red as his Regis High School t-shirt, and he was spitting and screaming and screaming and spitting. All I remember were the words, "Kurt, what do you think you're doing?" Now I wanted to respond, "I think I'm killing these jokers," but I knew it best not to respond to one of Coach B's rhetorical questions. He pulled me aside and told me that he wasn't interested in the score on the scoreboard or if I was the best player on the court. He wanted to know if I was competing at my highest possible level. He shared the potential he saw in me and told me to never let the actions of others, the talent of my competition, or the circumstances I find myself in hinder my pursuit of excellence. His message, excellence is a mindset to be practiced every minute of every day in everything I did. Coach B, thanks for caring about me so much that you wouldn't let me settle for anything but my best.